Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. And this video's a little bit different today because I have a cacophony of European voices on this video. First of all, I have joining me the master of the free-to-play strategies, the one and only Pika. Pika, how you doing, mate?
Hello everybody, it's Pika, your neighborly friendly little Pikachu.
Pika. And oh, you heard a bit of a spoiler there, because that's a deep voice this man has. I also have the master of clickable thumbnails. You guys thought I was going to say clickbait there, didn't you? Anyway, I've got the man ROKAGE. How you doing, mate?
Yo guys, happy to be here. Amazing, doing amazing. What else to say?
Mate, it's awesome to hear. Right guys, so the reason that I've got these two men on the channel is because quite a lot of times I make videos, and as you guys know, I've maybe spent £1 or £2 in this game, and I tell you guys that I don't think this is something that free-to-play will like, or I don't think this is great for more dolphin level spenders. So you know what, for once I thought we would hear from that type of player directly rather than me speaking on their behalf. So guys, I am going to drop the bomb on you right now. We are about to have our third collaboration, and this game is approximately 4 months old. I'm going to start with you, ROKAGE. How does that make you feel, mate?
4 months old. First of all, the time flies, right?
It sure does.
Incredibly fast.
100%.
What else to say? I mean, I always say that in the videos, like, Street Fighter Duel for me is a special game. Because from the start, I felt like really connected with the game, and it was crazy fun to play it. But over time, right, the hype went a little bit down, and in my eyes, even too fast in 4 months. And the problem is because the developers are lacking of, like, they don't listen to those really important parts that would make this game incredible. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's pretty much that for now.
I fully agree, and to be honest, like, one thing I want to say, I just want to come out and say this, right? There's a lot of people at times that when they watch certain content creators, they think, oh, you're a gacha hopper, you'll play the newest, hottest thing, and then you'll move on to something else. And I've seen people in the past maybe say that about yourself, but the fact that you're still playing and covering Street Fighter Duel tells me that you actually do like this game and you do enjoy this game. You're not just playing it for like CPM or because it's getting good views, because you would have stopped playing it. Let's be honest, you would have stopped playing it maybe last month or the month before. So it's good to see you're still doing content, mate, because that means that I know that your heart's in it, you know, you enjoy it, and you obviously want the game to improve. Now, someone who I've never ever, no one could accuse of not loving this game would be Pika. Pika, you've kind of always sat about trying to work out ways that you could help elevate the free-to-play players who might struggle to beat things that commonly people would maybe spend money to beat, okay? Now, I know that getting the newest unit isn't necessarily the most important thing to you. However, you still do like to get those units, right? So how do you feel about the fact that we're receiving a third collab of a limited unit who you cannot get over time coming within 4 months? How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, my experience with the games have always been like either a whale or a dolphin, and because I love to theorycraft and to discover things and try my best to give good comps, I got some people asking me, how could you like give us the best results or the best answers if you're not a free-to-play, like to discover these units? And with this game, I decided to be a free-to-play and check it out, and it tend to be that it's very awesome, very easy. You can achieve everything that anybody can do if you focus and min-max and put some time and effort with it, and maybe a little bit of thinking with the help of other people from the community, such as you, ROKAGE, and X, and everybody in the Discord. So
we help each other 100%. Sorry.
Yeah, and every kind of info is important. Even my researches also include ROKAGE's videos covering the Chinese versions and the Taiwanese versions. I watch his videos and I get some clue from it, and I go rewatch, do my research, we do some data mining and stuff, and we come with the best results that we can. And for free to play, yeah, the game is harder a little bit than spenders, but it's not that hard if you like know how to min-max and use the optimal units, let's say. you can go far. And for the collabs, yeah, it's a little bit of like you feel sad a little bit that you can't like get the full potential and max them and everything else. But some units, as we see, like having one copy of it just for the novelty of having it to unlock it is good. Or some units that you need just one copy for them or two copies to have them actually help you, like Gormagala can, as we know, one copy of him will help you in everything. Yeah. So that's what I think about it. And for the legendary units, Fashion Chun-Li, Fashion Sakura, or whatever fashion unit will come up later, I think that for me, it helped. I feel happy for the people that spent to get it. I know I could spend any time and get it, but I want to stay in the free-to-play experience. It helps the community, it helps the game. Having these kind of units that doesn't need thousands of dollars to max out, it's kind of good. It feels good, actually. I'm not butthurt about it, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, it's kind of difficult for me to actually put this into a fair perspective, right? But you can get lucky in this game, right? I'm going to just say that because after I got my Evil Ryu to Triple S, right, which was very early on in the event. Now, I done well in the event. I won. I came first on each of the 4 leaderboards. So obviously you guys know I got a lot of tickets for that. I think it was 14 for each and every one of the stages. I also, during that period, I won the Super Showdown. So if you add all that together, that was like an additional maybe 80 or so tickets over and above. And after I got Ryu, I managed to get my Akuma up to, I think it was like SS plus or something. And just today, through using free tickets, I was able to get my Akuma up to Triple S. And Pika, you know this because I told you. I also spent 5,000 diamonds and I pulled 2 Vega. So I'm only 2 away from getting Vega up. And I've not spent any more to get there, right? But the thing is, if I hadn't spent earlier on, I wouldn't have won the 4 tournaments and stuff. So it's not like I got them free to play, because if my account wasn't already strong, I wouldn't have won that type of stuff, right? So while, yes, you can get lucky and you can get these units, it takes time, you know. Now, Rokage's obviously a dolphin. I think that's the best way to describe you, Rokage, a dolphin.
Yes.
I feel like legendary units have a really strong place for players like you, who...
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like up to this point, they have kind of been lacking on that. Now, my prediction for this collab is there's no chance they're going to do 2 summonable units, right? And I believe that possibly Dino might have made a throwaway comment, because I heard someone talking that it has been confirmed that the unit's going to be a legendary, although I say confirmed with air quotes. We don't know, like, if it's going to be free, if it's going to be paid, whatever.
From my side,
it's going to be legendary.
Remove that thing. From my side, for you guys to remove it from the burden of like the 100%, I'm telling you 100% it's legendary, just as Flame Chun-Li.
Yeah, I already made a video. You tell.
I told Rokage and I told you.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Pika, you did say it already, but I didn't want to make a video about it because I'm like, well, I'm not going to like drop his name in it or anything, so I just didn't do it.
No. I wanted you to tell the community actually, so they know what to expect, because it will hype them. Because I had somebody that told me, actually 2 people, and one of them, you know him, he talks a lot in the Discord, and he said, oh, this game is all about paying money so much, everything is limited, I don't want to play anymore. So when I talked to him, and the other one is not replying anymore, he shifted to Zelda, actually stopped playing. And I talked to this guy and I told him, listen, we did data mining, and to let you understand, one of them is just $30 if you like take the advantage of the discount.
Coupons.
And the legendary, so you can build it max out. And he was happy and he came back to the game. So I thought, I in my head, telling the people before they make any conclusions about the game, it's also good. So this is why I told you and I told Rokage, because you get perfect analysis for these units, and I wanted this to spread as fast as possible, actually. I'm uploading a video right now, actually. Just I mentioned it, and I'm moving on to another thing. My specialty is with bugs and technical issues in the game, so I'm covering something else, but I mentioned that it will be legendary.
I teased that on my video, so they're gonna know.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually put this question to ROKAGE, right? Now, I'm just going to qualify it before I ask ROKAGE directly, right? Now, a lot of free-to-play players get upset at these legendary characters, which I get because they're legendary, you have to buy them, they've got no chance whatsoever of getting the character, right? I fully get that, okay? Now, I feel like a legendary character that is a collab character is slightly different. Now, just let me explain, okay? With a normal character like Flame Chun-Li, she's not going to be a 2-week thing. She's going to be here forever, right? And people might think to themselves, well, that sucks. If she was in the pool, I might have been able to slowly get her over time and get her up to SS +5 or whatever, okay? But with these collab units, they're here for 2 weeks and then they're gone. And as a free-to-play player, you are not going to get that unit up to a usable level, right? So it being a paid unit, okay, I know it's not great for some people, but for a decent sized portion of the player base, like your dolphins, your whales, your minnows, it gives them the opportunity to get a unit maxed out without having to spend 1,000. So my question to you, ROKAGE, is I know a lot of your audience is free-to-play as well, and I know that they can sometimes make the whole, oh, this is a whale type comment, you know? Will you purchase, as long as the unit's decent, will you purchase Nero for $30?
Yes. Every time. Like legend for dolphins, now I'm like really low spender. Like I spend around 50 euros per month depending on situation. Do we get a legendary? Do I manage to beat some chapters so I can get that growth back? And that's pretty much it. I just focus on the things that in my eyes is worth of money. Like if I want to progress, especially I love legendary characters because for me they're a little bit unique in that way that I can max them out immediately. I would never, in the condition the game is now and how developers don't want to listen to those crucial things that we constantly talk about, make okay, there is most likely some kind of pity in the game that we just don't see it. But it would be nice in the special banners, I'm always saying that, put that pity so we know. So much, I would spend so much more money if I had the pity. And more people would play it, etc. Plus, the thing that I hate the most is after promoting the fire to SSS grade, they go in divination. I always talk about that. They need to lower that to the SS plus, and in that way they would make dolphins lower spenders to spend more money, and less people would give up. Like for me, that's like the most logical thing they could do. They could literally motivate people to play this game more. And one more thing that I always say that, and all great gacha games are doing that are in the top charts. I don't know why they don't copy paste that. Grindable free-to-play characters.
Yes.
Like make the event where you can grind him until SSS 5-star. You will need the skill, you will need time, but you can grind it out, and that's what makes people gonna play this game like crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's so simple solution to everything. Like,
ROKAGE,
that's that.
I've said this for a while now. I feel like the best strategy this game could do is, even if it's only on, right, you know that we tend to do at least 2 events a month, right? But even if only on one of those events they released 2 characters. One character's premium summonable, and the other character is designed from the ground up to be a free-to-play character that you complete the missions, you spend time grinding, you chase scores, you do whatever. But if you do everything, if you're active and you play the game, you get that character 100% free-to-play. And
they can always make one more free-to-play friendly event, and then the second event could be a little bit more pay-to-win. No one would like, okay, this one we know it's more pay-to-win. This one is more for free-to-play. Like to make some kind of diversity and dynamics in the game. Like for me, that would be the best.
No, 100%, and like I completely agree with you there. And the thing is, as well, you obviously know because you're in the chat. We've got. I'll let the audience know. As this creator program, right, there's a lot of people that have these crazy ideas that think we get paid, we get free. We don't get anything, guys. We actually do not get anything. What we get,
literally, I thought we're gonna get at least a little bit more gems. Like look at 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah,
creators are getting like 5 multis or something, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because we're promoting this game, you know? It's weird.
100%. And guys, what we actually get is we get a space where we can share our videos if we want to, and we also get a chat where as other content creators we can talk to each other. And honestly, we don't even really get much of a heads up. We might get told maybe 12 hours before, oh guys, by the way, there's a collab happening tomorrow, we're going to announce it, right?
Yeah.
We don't get all this information, but what we do is we tell the staff, this is what we think needs to happen. This is what we think needs to happen. So all the time, as well as saying it on our videos, we are telling the staff directly, look guys, you need to make this better. You need to improve this. You need to improve that. And like Rokage's just touched on, unfortunately, for some unknown reason, they don't listen.
Yes.
And
No.
I don't know.
I will
what
tell
it
you
is.
why.
Well,
Can I tell you
yeah,
why?
of course you
Can
can. I was going to come to you anyway, Pika, but fire in, mate.
All right. So Top Joy, the devs company, this is the first big experience that they have with games. It's the first big game that they cover. If you look at their games, they're not released. They don't have a released game. The 2 other games that they have on their website, they don't have a player database, and it's not playable. It's not there. They have upcoming games, and this is their biggest project right now, and they're working on it. And the problem is with them, they don't have this experience. So what they think also is like, also with talking to the platform Crunchyroll or A+, like they do the for content creators, the big content creators, they pay them to promote the game at the start, or I don't know if they still do it right now. And the other people, like the content creators like us, that not that big with millions of subscribers, we're doing it for free. So why do we need to give them something? They're doing it. And this is because of lack of experience of the devs, I think, from Top Joy. If they want to like push it to the max and let us make more content for it to strive, I think it's also a matter of communication and experience. This is literally Top Joy. This is their biggest game by far right now to make and give to the people. So this is
Can
they
I
lack
add
experience
something?
in this field.
I just want to add something. So, in my experience from 6 years doing that, in 90% of cases, companies just don't listen. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, they're new developers. They look unexperienced, and that's true. Okay, I believe you 100%, and that could be the reason. Okay, I'm just saying, like, unfortunately, 90% of cases that I did many videos about many type of games, like for example, My Hero Academia, The Strongest Hero. That game could have been huge. I mean, like huge. Developers didn't listen at all. And that's also the problem why the game fall off. And the same thing, if here the developers won't listen, it's gonna happen. But unfortunately, developers tend not to listen for the pities, for the summoning system. They tend not to listen about that, which is really weird. I know they need to make money, but genuinely we want the best for the game and for them. They would make more money. They would have bigger player base.
Rokage, 100%, because what I've said from the word go is a happy player base is more likely to spend money than a player base that feels unheard and unappreciated, you know. The thing that confuses me more than anything is you see a lot of people saying, oh, the reason that they're doing limited summon after limited summon after collab after limited summon is because they're trying to milk as much money as possible. But my answer to that is actually, well, that isn't working, because what it's actually doing is it's causing them to make less money. Because when you release one, well, let's call it pay to win character, then 2 weeks later another pay to win character, then 2 weeks later another pay to win character, it makes people not want to spend. And the thing is, you can actually look at the game's revenue and you can literally see that's what's happened. It's gone from Ken super high, it dropped down a bit at Akuma, it dropped down a lot at the next collab, which was Dante, and we've not seen the numbers yet for Evil Ryu. But even though Evil Ryu is a fantastic character, I am willing to bet he probably made less money. He probably made less money than Dante made. You know,
lowest revenue.
100%. And the thing is,
again, it comes back to the lack of experience in their financial department, I guess. This is the only reason. Like, if you think about it logically, it's lack of experience with such things.
Yes.
So
yes, I agree.
here's the burning question. And Pika, this time I'll start with you because I started with Rokage the last one, and then we'll throw it over to Rokage, right? It's a double-barreled question. Do you think the state of the game just now? Do you think the game can grow and retain? And if so, how do they do it?
Oh yes, definitely. I speak. You know me. I don't speak. Yeah, I am a little bit. How do you say? Emotional to the game because I love the game, and we all can get feisty and stuff. But if we wanna, the computer side of Pika, the logical, factional, rational Pika, this game will thrive. It will have more years in it because it's the same concept that was applied to AFK Arena. They started hard monetizing. It had a lot of negative outcome, but they fixed it. But they pushed for the first year for monetization and to grind as much money so they can capitalize on it and give more free stuff. Now, for AFK Arena, any player that starts from today, you have access to every single unit for free, even the legendary. Except, of course, the Witcher, Geralt and Yennefer, because the contract stated that they will come only one time and they want them removed from the game. It's a one-time thing. Maybe they will do a rerun for it, and that's all. Every single unit you can have, even the collab characters, Rem and Emilia, and you saw that, you were there. And all of the aspect of the game, you can do it as free-to-play. What that did is everybody that I know, especially free-to-play players that played the game, said like, oh, this is for $2. Oh, this is for $10. I'ma buy it. They became spenders. This is what they did, heavy monetized. But the difference between them and Street Fighter Duel, Lilith Games owns the IP of AFK Arena. The company is the publisher and have the dev team, and they own the IP. Street Fighter Duel doesn't have that. They don't own the IP. So this is why they are trying to hard monetize and then make it maybe a little bit free-to-play friendly. But it doesn't work like AFK Arena. They have a small time of period to have it heavily monetized, then to jump to the free-to-play. If they wait 1 year like AFK Arena did, statistically, the game would die.
Yeah.
Okay, right, I'm going to change the question ever so slightly for Rokage. It's the same question at its core, but I'm going to change it slightly. So, Rokage, again, do you feel like the game is in a place where it can grow and recover for content creation on YouTube? Okay, because obviously, just like me, you've and Pika, right, to a certain extent, but you have seen the same as me. You've seen declining searches. People search for Street Fighter Duel less. Videos get viewed less for every single content creator without fail. Do you feel like if the game turns around, the game can still thrive on social media platforms like YouTube? And if so, how do they do it?
Yes, 100%. From my experience, I will put one example of Naruto Blazing, like my first game that I begin YouTube journey and became monetized and everything else, recognizable. They also start, just want to go a little bit back, then I'll back to your question.
Sure, that's fine.
So they also did that principle of heavily, okay, it was way more free-to-play friendly game overall, but they had banners where there was no pity, no hidden pity, no, like it was 50 gems multi, there is no guaranteed you're gonna pull it, plus, okay, it was like 3% chance to pull maybe the featured character, maybe. But after the first year anniversary, they started to adding step-up banners, free-to-play characters, etc, etc. So that's just one thing that I wanna mention what Pika was talking about. So yeah, the possibility is that the same thing will happen to the Street Fighter Duel, but like Pika said, Street Fighter Duel cannot survive that. Okay, now back to your Hayzink question. Okay, so can this game be popular again on social medias? Yes. Again, if they do, I've seen it on Naruto Blazing, I've seen it on Grand Cross at some point, I've seen it on many other games that I played. When the developers tend to change the direction in good direction, more people are joining and more people are staying and not leaving. Plus, the content creators will be more happier and they're gonna have, like, for example, if they add free-to-play characters, so you can just for free create a content, grind that character, be fast as possible, so you're gonna have crazy motivation to play the game and showcase the game in the best possible way. So overall, it is possible, but like Pika said, Street Fighter Duel doesn't have that time. You know, it needs to happen until really fast, because I always say, like when they added that special summon banner, the game went just heavily down. That's the only thing that like everything else is amazing. Progress, the challenges, okay, it is hard, but when you do it, you're actually satisfied. I love the events. The events are one of the most interesting events that I ever played. Like usually this type of games, they do constantly same events. But this one, they do a little bit different things in the same event, you know, like Dante event had a little bit different way, like workbench, right? And you could have done it in one day, but only whales. But eventually you were able to buff yourself, and then everyone were able to finish the event. So every event has some slight changes, like that last event that we had for the Evil Ryu. Honestly, because of the bugs, it was interesting in the beginning, but because of those bugs with Akuma and Evil Ryu a little bit, it was at the end of the day boring, and I believe they didn't put the same effort like on Evil Ryu event like they did for the Dante event. For example, for me, Dante event was really interesting, but the special banner is always that part that ruins that experience of this event. Okay, so that's
100%.
Well,
actually, Dante event was one of the maybe arguably is the best event that I have played in any gacha game.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to answer my own question, but just before I answer it, I just want to comment on the event thing. I agree, the Dante event was the best event. I felt like the Ryu event was going to be top event, but then I very quickly realised that not everyone was getting the same experience. Like if you were someone like me who had a very well developed box, then if you were on a team or a grouping where you had 3 teams, it was fantastic because nobody could touch my scores, right? But then I quickly realised, hang on a minute, if you're on a 3-team server, then you need to be a whale to have any chance of winning. If you're on a 2-team server, then you've maybe got a chance. If you're on a 1-team server, then there is a good chance that you could get there by a skill. So there was groups of players who were getting a vastly different experience on the Ryu event. You know, it wasn't the same for everyone because of that, right? Now, circling back to can this game get popular again? I think it can as well. I agree with you, Rokage. The issue I see is without things like a content creator program and stuff to encourage people to continue making content, who's going to put the word out there that these changes are happening, you know? Because it might be a great idea to turn around and go, you know what, we're going to pay this Street Fighter 6 Pro, we'll give him 50k or whatever to advertise our game. He's going to do that one video, and then the impressions from that video might get you some downloads, but after that it's gone, right? If you've got a genuine content creator program where you do not police people can say what they want, people can do what they want, you don't tell them what to say and do, so their content is genuine. If they enjoy the game, they will share their enjoyment of the game with their player base, and that to me is how a game organically grows a following. You know, that's how a game organically gets more players and people stick around and continue to play. Because if they take too long, like Pika's suggested, you're going to find that more and more content creators drop off. Because I don't want to like put us into a box, but right now you've got yourself, Rokage, me, there's Pika, and there's maybe a couple of other content creators that put out content regularly. If you go back 2-3 months ago, there was about 3 times that amount, you know? So the longer it takes, the smaller that number is going to become, and then the less likelihood of new people just stumbling across this content, you know? And I think that is kind of tying into what you said about how they can't wait, they have to do these things now. So things like introducing a hard pity, the free-to-play character, I've said it before, you said it, I think that's probably one of the best things you could do, a grindable free-to-play character.
Yes.
Even if it's every 2 months or whatever, just have it there, do it. That would be fantastic, you know. Stuff like that. Just 100%. Add things into. Someone mentioned this on a Discord or something, that they've got a feeling that maybe like AFK Arena, they'll start doing the legendary characters and you can get them through the shop, but I don't know how true that is. It could just somebody be spitballing, you know. But if that happens in the future, yes, okay, it's 4 months by the time you save up enough, but still, if people know that they can get someone like Fashion Ryu down the line free, that's going to make them more inclined to continue to play. And making small changes like that will not cost this company money. It will make them money.
Exactly.
It will make them money. Yes, that's it. You get it. I mean, at the end of the day, literally a character who they were maybe going to charge $30 for, if they give that character as a free-to-play character, they will have more people playing the game, more people who make impulse purchases, who decide, you know what, I'm going to summon. This game's worth it. This game rewards me. I'm going to summon. They will make more money long term if they treat their players with respect. And that's what I think they need to do.
It's two-way street.
100%. Now guys, I did say when we started recording this was going to be a short video, maybe about 12 minutes. It's basically turned into a podcast. It's went on for half an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
I have one question before.
Well, okay, I was going to give you the floor, right? Pika, you're like, God, you need to get used to this, mate. Right, go for it.
Yeah. No, I want to ask you. I know Hayzink is a hardcore fan, like me, for a Street Fighter Duel. I want to know all of you. What's your favorite unit from any genre of the Street Fighter genre? For me, I'll start. It's Street Fighter Alpha, and it was always Ken and Ryu. Everybody loves them. If you're an OG fan of the Street Fighter, some people may love Chun-Li, maybe the best, but it was always the two boys. For me, Ryu and Ken. Slightly, it was for me. It was Ryu because it was the Hadouken.
That's my answer. I mean, to be honest with you,
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
my favorite.
The same.
My favorite Street Fighter game is Alpha 3. I love Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's got the big. To me, it's got a great roster. It's really big roster.
Was the best actually.
I love Street Fighter Alpha 3, and I've always 100% been a Ryu and Ken fan. I used to, when I went to the arcades playing Street Fighter 2. Like, actually, that's how old I am. I used to play Street Fighter 2 in the arcades. I was always a Ryu fan. I was never much of a Ken fan. But as time's progressed, Ken is now my favourite over Ryu. But I still like both of them as my two favourite characters. Ryu and Ken, hands down, they are the two best characters in Street Fighter.
But by the way, I started playing Tekken just because they have... Yeah, I played Tekken also, just Akuma in it. And I played only Akuma in Tekken, by the way. This is how much I love Street Fighter.
Before ROKAGE answers, it's actually amazing in Tekken how strong they made Akuma. Like, I can't believe that a Tekken made Akuma look like more of a badass than all of the Tekken characters. It was crazy that it was. They actually did that, you know. It was actually crazy. But ROKAGE, I mean, I know you kind of said
he has his own lore.
Let us know your answer, mate. What was your favourite Street Fighter game? And I know you said Ryu and Ken, but tell us again. Who's your favourite one and your favourite characters?
Yeah, Ryu and Ken are my favorite ones. Now about the game, honestly, guys, I played this when I was like not a kid, but like way back with friends. We always played the PlayStation Street Fighter. I cannot remember precise. I just cannot remember. But yeah, I had fun. And usually,
tell me what PlayStation. Which PlayStation?
I believe it was like 2. It was like 2.
I bet it was Alpha.
But one
Street Fighter 3.
I bet it was Alpha. I bet it was Alpha. Was it cartoony looking?
Yeah, it's Alpha.
Was it cartoony looking?
Yeah.
It'll have been Alpha.
Yeah, then it's that. But what I also played a lot when I was a kid, it was PlayStation 1. Yeah, also Tekken. I played a lot with my father, and he always beat me. Like, I always learned the best moves, and this guy beat me by playing with one freaking button because he didn't. Oh, it was like crazy.
Mate, my wife.
But I was like really young. I was really young.
To break away from this, right? My wife does this. I hate it. Like, I love Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter. I fucking hate playing my wife. She goes Chun-Li, right, and she does this wee thing where she just jumps over your head and kicks you, jumps over you, and it just does my head. And it's like she just not the spin kick. It's like a leap over your head, then kick you, leap over your head, kick. I don't know why she beats me all the fucking time with it, and I hate it. I don't like playing at Street Fighter because as soon as she picks Chun-Li, I'm like, fuck you. Like, I just hate it.
Yeah.
Like, it really annoys the shit out of me, man. But the thing is as well, if I eventually do beat my wife, if you ever watch Friends, my wife is worse than Monica. She will want to actually physically beat the shit out of me if I beat her at a game. So I'm like, I want to beat you, but at the same time, I don't want you to beat me up, you know? But no, right, so Pika, I was going to ask you if you have any open questions. You've done that. So Rokage, it's your turn to finish up the video. Is there anything you want to have as a talking point? Is there anything you want to say about the game, about life, about content creation, anything at all?
I mean, like, overall, one thing that I want to add, like, that to every content creator, like, and for the people, like, every game in the beginning, you will have million content creators, and, like, usually in half a year, you will have only few. As this, like, it's same pattern pretty much happening, because people are choosing who they're gonna watch, and usually they're gonna just stick to it, and others unfortunately will fall off. Although I want to encourage people, they constantly watch all the YouTubers that they can find for the Street Fighter Duel, because in this game, perspective is really important. Like, we all together doesn't have every single, like, same opinion about every single unit, about this and that. And I believe
or experience, exactly.
Yeah. Like, this game is like, I did, like, as a dolphin, overall, I got really unlucky most of the times in the summons, and then I did few mistakes with the resources. I wanted to 5-star like Bison, and that really prolonged my progress. I did manage to catch up now really good, because I finally like discovered what is the best way. But that's the whole point of this Street Fighter Duel. Everyone will have its own unique journey, and they're gonna learn from their mistakes, and they're gonna improve. Like, it's a little bit the same as life. So just wanted to put that line together, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Mate, I couldn't agree with that
That's
anymore.
beautiful,
I couldn't agree with that anymore, because, like, you might have watched a content creator one video and you think, you know what, that doesn't vibe with me, this person's like that. Like, I'll use myself as an example. A lot of people stopped watching me because I happened to call another content creator a bitch, right? And now everybody seems to think that that's what all my videos are about, you know? But they're not.
Yeah.
Right? All I'm saying is, one experience, if that one experience put you off a content creator, they've learned, they've aged, they know more about the game, they're more experienced, and you might find a different perspective by giving them another chance.
Yes.
So I do encourage that. One thing
100%.
one thing I also want to take a very quick moment to say at the very end of this video is Pika puts in so much work for the community. Now, you guys don't actually necessarily know this, but Pika sometimes puts in work that you guys don't see. He provides other people who are making content with strategies, with, not me, I know how to do everything myself, right? Just everyone else. But he gives them, he gives people strategies, he gives people tactics and how to beat certain things, how to make good combinations and stuff. And he's a bit of an unsung hero where people don't always give him credit for the things that he's discovered and the things that he's put out there. So Pika does have his own channel, guys. It's going to be linked in both my comment section. It will be pinned, and it will also be in the description of this video. I urge you all to please go and subscribe to Pika and his channel.
1,000.
It's absolutely criminal that this man doesn't have 1,000 subs yet. He deserves to be paid for the content he puts out. He does so much work. Honestly, I swear to you guys, he finds so many bugs that get fixed. He finds so many strategies, so many mistranslations, and you'd be doing me a solid. You'd be doing Rokage a solid if you would go and sub to this man.
Yes, you have
Thank
it
you very
also
much, guys.
on my every video in description. You have Pika's channel, so subscribe constantly with multiple accounts.
Thank you. Damn. Thank you, guys. You had me blushing.
Pika, I hate to say this to you, mate. This is like 38 minutes in the video. There's like one person still watching right now. I should have probably done it earlier, right? I might need to cut this and put it a little bit earlier on into the video. But to that one person who's still watching right now, we're brainstorming an idea about doing a challenge series where it'll be myself, Pika, and Rokage taking on challenges that we set each other and we try and beat. It'll be something different, it'll be something fresh. Sound off in the comments down below if that's something you would enjoy seeing. It would be a series that would recur on each of our channels with different challenges, and it would be more than just talking, put it that way. We would be actively doing things. Maybe because I've got the best account, I would maybe get handicapped where Pika would say, okay, I want you to do this, but you cannot use Evil Ryu, you cannot use Akuma, and I'll be like, fuck you. But that'll be what the challenge is, you know. That's basically how it would work. So let us know in the comments down below if that's something you want to see. You could make some suggestions, and like I say, it's been great having these two guys on the channel. I've had Pika before, it was an AFK Arena video. I've never had Rokage. Great guy to speak to, and hopefully we can do more stuff like I've said. But guys, say cheerio.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Hayzink, for this amazing podcast. At the end of the day, it was crazy. It was crazy fun, and I really enjoy it. And we're gonna do more videos together. So yeah, bye.
Thank you guys for everything, and thank you, Hayzink. Always you're supporting me. ROKAGE, I whatever thank you I can say, it's not enough. You know how I feel about you, man. I can't
Love you too,
say
bro. Love
words
you too,
cannot
bro.
words cannot describe. And thank you everybody for supporting us. It's an honor actually. And yeah, peace.
It's fantastic. Pika, just remember that you've got that PayPal link that me and ROKAGE sent you. I'll edit this out the video if you don't click that, right?
Yeah, Pika, you know, you think that's for free?
Anyway, guys, these two have said goodbye. I'm Hayzink. Peace, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.